Hello, hi, and welcome again to the Terminal Podcast, where in the end, it is all about the numbers on any given night. 3 out of 7 ain't bad. I am your host, and we are broadcasting high above Civic Center in downtown Atlanta. And tonight, I am joined by two men I met sometime between the Berlin Wall coming down and Roger Waters spitting on a fan and building the wall. Chris, Scott,
You totally messed
is
up.
there
You, to-
anybody there?
you
Just
totally,
not if you can hear me.
you
Is
totally
there
messed that. You
anybody home?
totally messed that up.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No,
The
I
Berlin
didn't.
Wall came down in 1989.
Okay. And Roger Waters spit on a fan well before that. Just
But you
because
said the
I said
but you said the you said right.
sometime between the Berlin Wall, which is like you said, 1989, and Roger Waters spitting on a fan and then building the wall with Pink Floyd, which was like
Oh,
1975 or
well, you
something
just
like
said it
that.
sequentially weird. Why would you say the
Yeah,
end thing first and then
because
only to serve to confuse people more?
if you hadn't cut me off, you would have heard that I used in the next part, Chris, Scott, is there anybody there? Just not if you can hear me. Is
I
there
get it.
anyone home?
Yes. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. Hello,
So you
hello. I get it. I get it.
thank you. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
ruined
Shitty Pink
that's
Floyd lyrics. Got
Yeah,
it.
no, we got you.
I
Cha-ching.
heard it.
wow. Okay. So thanks
Sketch
everybody.
We
All
always get
right.
off to great starts.
Great.
I love the opening of this show.
It really helps. Uh, while we're talking about things that are finally over, the NFL championship games are finally over because we're still going to have a 2 week wait until the next football game. So, is there anything else besides what I'm going to say now, which is, I think the one thing we can agree to with both of those games, it was the one time where the sideline reporters were actually the best I've seen in recent history. We had between the game out in Denver where you had the one guy who had regular hair and he came back home and it was frosted because it was all snowed in. That was cool. And then you had other guys. And then the other game, the amount of people that were walking back there injured that was actually being reported on by that sideline reporter as opposed to just being there on the sidelines. No, I thought they did a great job. I thought that was the one thing in both of those games that could be agreed on that was done correctly was the sideline reporting. No, nothing else.
I've never listened to anything a sideline reporter's ever said.
Really, even when they were talking, I don't know about the
I'm
wintry
usually
conditions about
distracted
what
by
was
the
going
by the
on.
47,000 dead chinchillas that Aaron Andrews is wearing.
Well, yes, because I guess Aaron Andrews was on one side, so no, she was in the Fox game, right?
What was the Fox game? I don't know what. I don't know. I don't listen to announcers. I don't pay attention. I
I
just watch the
didn't,
football games.
I
I don't
didn't
know
know the
what channel.
name.
Most of the time, I don't know what channel I'm watching. I just know it's the channel that has the game on. I don't care what channel it is.
About the Super Bowl.
Who cares?
I think NBC's got it.
Oh,
Sure, great.
really?
Yeah,
Didn't
because
know.
Can we talk about the
because
actual football games?
No,
if
no.
you'd like, I
Okay,
mean,
no.
what do you want to? I mean, okay, I didn't put. Oh, I didn't. That's what it was. Maybe that's what I was sitting there thinking. I didn't put the numbers in because the one thing I have about the football games is the fact through three postseason games, Drake May is 33 for 77 for 533 yards.
Pretty
He's
good.
got 24 carries, which is under 500, which is under 50%. It's probably about 40, 45% maybe. 24 carries for 141 yards, by far the best thing he's done in the playoffs. He's thrown for 4 touchdowns. He's thrown 2 interceptions. He's had 6 fumbles, 2 of which I know he's lost.
Good. Good.
So I say all that because for the next 2 weeks, people are going to just basically coddle him and talk to him about how he's the MVP and he's the greatest quarterback since Tom Brady and he's the next heir and blah, blah, blah. And
No. No, it's
I'm happy because I'm actually going to get a game to watch come Super Bowl time because if it was Denver, it would have been horrible. I mean, like, it's like I'm willing to deal with all of that. I'm dealing with a subpar quarterback who's luckily gotten his team into the Super Bowl, who in any other year would be considered to be the next Trent Dilfer. but because it's New England, he's
He's the
great.
Tom Brady, right?
He's the next Tom Brady. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. He's not what's the name of the Eagles quarterback who dragged them?
Nick
Oh,
Foles.
there you go. Exactly. He's not that. He's because Nick Foles is supposed to start for that team, wasn't he? He was going to be great.
No, what's his face was starting and got hurt. The other guy, the
Hmm.
guy who was drafted by them from like North Dakota State.
Carson or something. What was
Yeah, Carson
Oh,
Wentz,
Carson Wentz.
and then he got hurt.
nailed it?
Didn't Carson Wentz go and play? No, he took somebody to the playoffs. He
He's taken a bunch of teams. He's been on like 10 teams. But anyway, your point is Drake May has not been that good,
yeah, he hasn't.
and they're going to talk a lot about him.
And I'm willing to accept that because if Denver had won that game, it would have been the absolute worst Super Bowl
Right,
ever. And I actually have to watch that game. So,
right. So what's your
no,
point? What do you
that was
say?
it. That Drake May's not that good. That
Okay,
was the point. The point is
okay,
Drake
we
May's
know
not
that.
that good. Do we? All right.
I
Well,
do.
I think there's going to be 2 weeks of people trying to convince you different. That's my
Okay.
point.
Um, I'm more impressed with. I'd rather talk about Sam Darnold than his impressiveness. The
Feel
Patriots have a
free.
really good defense, but I had not watched the Seahawks, admittedly, all year. I hadn't seen one play the Seahawks played, and boy, they
Mhm.
are a really good fucking football team. Like
Yes.
really good. Like they have a really good defense. Their offense is dynamic on all levels: quarterback, receivers, running back. Um, yeah, I know New England will be the story because it's the Patriots and blah blah blah, as you like to say. But I think I think what's his face is the story. Sam Darnold and the
Sam Darnold.
Seahawks. Yeah,
I mean, he he is the other story, the other side of the story.
yeah.
But Scott, anything? No, just go
No.
along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it, but I mean, I
The
don't.
Super Bowl is fairly anticlimactic.
Yeah,
Yeah, usually this weekend is usually like the better, or even the wild card weekend. Those are usually just, I don't know. They used to feel more something. I don't know what the word is.
They're better. Yeah,
They were better. There was something better about them. The football was better. It was like you knew you were getting something that was uh the culmination of a season. But
well, then I'll
I don't
transfer it.
know.
Is it better or is it just that there is more? And it was there, and especially when as far as the wild card week in the divisional round is, you were coming from where you had what is it, 12 or 16 games a week, and then it got trimmed down, but it still was, a multitude of games for those 2 weekends, and then
Yeah.
it became down to just two, and now we got to wait 2 weeks for one. No?
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you have a better chance to have more better games when you have more games.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, the Super Bowl is everything about it. It's a 2 week build up. The game's usually sloppy to begin with. Like the beginning of the game is usually
Mm-hmm.
sloppy,
Because they
but
waited 2 weeks.
yeah, because you wait. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, but hence my point being that after that I'd rather see New England play a sloppy game than Denver and their backup quarterback play
Yeah.
an even worse game.
We
So,
don't have to worry about that because Denver's not in it.
yeah, thankfully. So I'll skip over to, so what will you do for the next 2 weeks? What are you kind of for the foreseeable future? Because if you're not, we're not a trio of football fans here. Well, fans of football, but not where it's the die all be all. Because at least one of us is wearing an Arizona Diamondbacks hat, and the other one follows the Knicks. So, um, what are you gonna do to fill the time? I mean, Chris, I guess you're still watching the Knicks, so to speak.
Yeah, I watch all sports, so that's how I
Scott,
feel.
how are you gonna? What do you see
This is really the
filling the
most boring
time that was
podcast ever
football?
at this
It's
point.
trying to be. It's aiming for that. Well, you
What,
started talking about it, which is why I had it in my notes. That's the only reason why. I can blame you.
If I'm gonna watch sports this year, is that the
No, what do you there's no more NFL, there's no more football. What are you gonna
Okay, great.
do?
There's going to be golf
Not
on this
you.
weekend.
I'm
There's
not
going to be
asking
there's a
you.
Ranger game
I'm
on that
not
I'm missing right now.
asking
The Knicks play
you.
tomorrow night. Like I don't need the NFL.
Yeah, my kid's about the Knicks right now, so we're watching the Knicks, and that's been a an entertaining season. They also have had like some, storyline drama with when they lose a couple games, it's funny how like the there becomes a thing in New York where like it becomes, it's a thing. They lost a couple games. They're still much better than many of the teams in their division and in the league, but they lost like a couple games. And there's also, I think it was on the West Coast road trip, but I don't remember any East Coast team ever dominating a West Coast road trip.
Right.
It's a really tough thing to do in the NBA. That was, and it actually, again, it was though I haven't watched the team go on a West Coast road trip in a really long time, and it was a bummer because we couldn't watch games last week because the games were starting at 10 o'clock at night. So my
Yeah.
kid was just coming in the next morning asking for highlights. But I remember watching those net. I was a big Nets fan back in the day. And then I
Back when
kind
they
of
were still
tapped
in New
out. I just
Jersey.
tapped out on them when they gave up on us, so I gave up. Like,
Yeah.
they gave up on the New Jersey Nets fans, and they promised us like that they were gonna try something. They had like some Russian guy came in, he was gonna do something, he was gonna buy somebody, and they never did anything. And then they just basically sat around for a couple of years before they moved to Brooklyn, and then not expected, but I don't know, expected me to come be a fan. I'm done.
And then
Either
they
one of
drafted
you,
Yi Jingling or whatever.
yeah. See, I, I was looking for what you're gonna do to fill the time. You mentioned your son. I was gonna say you could have just said I'm gonna spend time with my child.
Well, no,
Chris,
that's
you
how
could have
we
said
put
I'm gonna
it.
spend time with my girlfriend because there's other things that you could be doing
I just spent
except
time
for
with my
watching
girlfriend now that the
sports.
NFL's not on.
It's
We've
okay.
already
You
we've
also
already put her to sleep, by the way.
good. You also could have said that you're going to be watching more Simpsons is a bad review, a bad switch over to. So I haven't checked the numbers, but I do have to ask. We did do the Simpsons draft. Chris, did you put your information into a chat GPT to
I
get
did
that
look. I
back
wrote
or
up the scenario that I wanted, like that Hank Scorpio would somehow be involved with Diamond Joe Quimby,
Mhm.
and the Crazy Rich Texan would give him money, and then like that Lisa would somehow find out about it at Moe's bar, and then her and Ken Brockman would work together to uncover it. So I kind of put in like all those parameters, and it spit out that treatment that I sent you guys.
I didn't see the
Okay.
email. I don't know what email it was sent to.
Uh,
We'll
First of all,
try.
even the name of the
Well,
episode, "The Scorpio Rises Again," was hilarious. I
I
just
haven't
started
seen that.
laughing
I
right at
will
that point.
I will post it onto martinkessler.com under the description for this episode.
Literally, Scott, the chat GPT sometimes are so good. You
Yeah,
could see everything that this spits out happening in a Simpsons episode.
that's cool. I'll check it
So, as we're speaking of The Simpsons, there's been a ton of stars. You mentioned Hank Scorpio. Can you, I, is at this point, has Denzel been on The Simpsons?
out. Probably, right? I think so.
I don't know.
I don't think, I'm just trying to
I don't
think
think so.
of, I'm just trying to think of, because there's obviously there's a ton of people who have been, but, uh, and this is another random thing because Buzz Aldrin and Gary Coleman, a couple of the great stars that are featured in Behind the Laughter, which I consider an all-time top 10 Simpsons episode.
Yeah,
Completely different, oh, not completely different, but a completely different show. I think Scott Tenorman Must Die is a similar episode for South Park. I don't know if you guys watch South Park at all and know that episode. No?
I know. I've never missed a South Park episode, and I don't. I know that early on that was an important one, but as the
Mhm.
series has gone on and the years have gone on, like I don't think of that as a very important episode. If that
Even
makes
though that was sort of that was, well, I could argue, well, I'm not going to argue at all because I watched that one and I faded away from South Park. Similar, I was watching more Simpsons at that point than I still was watching South Park. It kind of moved on, but I felt that was sort of an episode where, for those that don't know, it's an episode where an older an older South Park boy teases Cartman and sells him pubes, and then Cartman tries to fight to get his money back in some way, and eventually it leads to the short version of it is Cartman feeding the boy his parents in a chili cook-off at the end of the episode, and both what was going to say Stan and basically saying we shouldn't mess with Cartman anymore. But it also kind of changed what South Park had previously been doing and allowed them to take off and go off to where you're talking about, where they do a whole bunch of different episodes because you get the whole Saddam Hussein and all the stuff now with Trump and blah 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 blah. Does does any other animated episodes, any of them shows like have anything like that? Does Bob's Burgers have anything like that? Rick and Morty that you can kind of think of off the top of your head? No,
I've never really watched South Park, Rick and Morty, or Bob's Burgers. So
really?
yeah, I was never a
Okay.
South Park. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen episodes here and there, but it's not like something that I've ever.
Yeah, South Park is incredible. Like I said, I've seen every single episode multiple times.
Yeah,
The Simpsons stuff, it's I saw the first X number of seasons multiple times. Like I don't even know how many times.
yeah,
When we had VHS and we were watching that stuff
yeah.
kind of on a
Is
loop.
there any other animated, I mean, like there's all these long running ones that have run for, close to more than a decade, if not. I think Rick and Morty might be closing in on it, but
Well,
like,
you said
does,
you mentioned in the email Family Guy, and I
mhm.
was thinking about it because I do watch a lot of Family Guy, but I don't think Family Guy goes goes for that. They're just interested in the joke in the moment,
Hmm.
if that makes
Uh,
sense. Like the joke that they're doing in that, like they don't care if their episode makes sense or like it just seems to me. But the only one to say, Martin, to yours, is there like a singular episode? I would say it's the Blue Harvest episode, the Star
You
Wars.
know, it's funny. I was gonna
mm,
reference their Star Wars episodes. I also think they did the thing where they killed off the dog, but then they reversed it.
Yeah,
So like that would have been the episode, but I think since they kind of scratched that, that doesn't necessarily count.
mm.
But
Um,
Star Wars ones stick out. Those were pretty clever.
yeah, they were clever.
So
Yeah,
you've never seen any South Park really did an amazing job of sending up Family Guy and kind of the way the writers put those jokes together. Did you ever see that, Martin?
I have. I think you were talking to Chris because I've
Yeah.
watched.
no,
No, Chris was already been shaking his head. So.
no. It's not anything intentional. I don't think it's not a great show. I just never got into it. Right? It's just like when people talk about The Office or something. Like I've never seen an episode of The
Yeah,
Office,
I've
so
I've
when
never seen
people
an
like
episode
it's
of The
funnier
Office
than
either.
Seinfeld, I'm like, well, maybe it is, but I just wouldn't know.
So I guess we could ask that. I've never seen an episode of The Office. Uh, let's see. I've never seen either of any of the Avatar movies. So here, what have you never seen? So we
There's a
play
lot
that
I've never
game
Either
for a
seen.
Avatar.
second.
When you talk TV
Um,
shows, people look at me like I'm a leper.
trying to
Like,
think
I
that.
mean, you want to go through the zeitgeist of the last 20 years.
Well,
So you haven't seen you didn't see any Breaking Bad.
Nope.
You didn't see any
I
Mad
saw
Men.
Breaking Bad. I saw
Any
Breaking
Mad
Bad.
Men?
Yeah.
Nope. I've never seen an
Didn't see
episode of
Mad Men.
I've never seen an episode of The Sopranos,
My God.
The
Didn't see The
Wire.
Sopranos either. Oh, you didn't see The Wire?
What's the one
Really?
with the Vikings and the winter's coming?
Yeah.
Oh, Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Game of
Yeah, Game of
Thrones.
Thrones. I wanted to
Nothing.
say
Yeah.
Entourage. That was
Better
funny.
Call
It could have been
Saul.
Entourage. It could have been Entourage.
Vikings.
Entourage. Never seen Entourage.
Really?
Just
I
never
thought
seen
Entourage would have been back before you
But
wouldn't have,
Charles in Charge, you've seen all of
Charles.
them.
I've seen every Charles. Exactly. Exactly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow.
Small Wonder, you've seen all of.
Small wonder I have it on DVD still.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
let's
was the
see.
other one?
Too
What was the
close
one
for comfort.
where the girl like stopped what was that one? You know what I'm talking
Oh.
Bewitched?
No, no, she
No,
stopped
no, there was
time.
she stopped time by touching her fingers together.
Out of this world.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Out of I want to say out of this world or something like that. I don't know. All
she's
right.
out of this
A
world or
little bit of
something
a
along
deeper
those
cut.
lines. Yeah,
I
no,
don't
that
remember.
is.
No,
Yeah.
but I have seen every episode of Joan of Arcadia.
Oh.
No,
But Growing Pains.
See,
Remember you watch all the Growing Pains episodes?
did you watch Growing Pains? I was gonna say Growing Pains, Family Ties, or neither. See, I almost feel like you kind of were forced to
we
watch
were
one of
both.
them
They were
because
both on in my house. They were the background.
Simultaneously. We had them
Yeah.
both on. Dueling.
My dad molded himself after Alan Thicke as a father.
All of this is because, as far as I'm concerned, we're still at least 5, 6 weeks away from pitchers and catchers. Can we talk baseball already? Um, so I'm so thrilled about what David Stern has done with the Mets. Chris, what else, what else can the Diamondbacks do to try and better their roster, Chris?
I couldn't name three Diamondbacks.
I'll tell you what, I would like our first baseman back. I'd be
Walker.
no from
No,
you.
Goldsmith.
Yeah, I would.
Oh,
I would take
Goldie? We
those.
don't. He's not on our team anymore.
I was gonna say, where is he?
I don't
Is
know.
he
I'll take
Free
him.
agent.
is he a free agent?
Yeah.
Let's bring him back. I'd happily take him back.
Okay.
So
So
that's one thing I will take. I'm happy that the trolling of Ketel Marte fans stopped because all summer long it was just like,
yeah,
yeah, we're gonna trade that guy. Like you're not trading, and it was all summer. And
it
they
really
probably will trade
was.
him at the last second after he hits like 7 home runs in the World Baseball Classic or whatever.
I'm
Oh,
really
that's
glad to see the
right.
Dodgers haven't gotten any better.
You know, who did I mean, well, I take that back because they did get Diaz, but between Diaz and Tucker,
And they were
anyone
just
else?
the two-time world champions.
That too, that too. But I completely you just mentioned it. I forgot that the World Baseball Classic is coming back again. So, Chris, more baseball could care less.
Never, and I love baseball. I've never been able to. It's never caught me. I'll watch it, but it's never been like, oh shit, the game is that World Baseball Classic game's on tonight. I got to get home and watch it. Like it's never captured me.
Scott, did you watch any of the World
Uh,
Hockey ones that were before, where it was pretty much USA, Canada, and everything like that, or no?
Last year, yeah,
I don't know. I don't think so. If I did,
I did. I
I
did.
don't
Well, I know
remember.
you did. I'm asking
Mm.
Scott.
Probably not. I don't know.
Will you watch the World Cup?
Nah, a little bit, a little bit. Insulted him a little bit.
A little bit, a little bit. See, I know Chris won't, so that's a whole separate thing. Um,
Well, why would I? I don't watch soccer. Like,
He only likes the women's soccer. That's right.
first.
man, remember that? I was gonna say it was 90.
Never,
Was it
well, I'll
no? It
tell
was
you what,
Was
that
96.
1996 or whatever,
No, it was
Brandy Chastain?
that's what I was gonna say. Was it that
98?
was no, that was 94.
No, 94 was the men's when the men's was hosted here.
94 was the yeah, 94 is the men. So the 96 the Olympics. So is it 98?
maybe.
Hmm, I don't know. So it tells you how much Mia Hamm and Brandy Chastain and all of them that were in
I
something.
think it was after. Wow.
1999,
There you go. Wow.
So there you go. It's close. I was
July
off
10th,
here. I was talking over you, Scott.
1999.
You were saying,
Nothing important, or couldn't have been.
well, nothing important been said over this entire podcast. It would have
Yeah,
actually been a
wrap
first,
this
it would have been
one.
a start. It would have been a start of something.
We got off the rails right away, and we really have not seemed to get back.
He said rail like there was rails to be put
Yes, we
onto it
haven't.
for some reason. We had rails to begin with. Is
It was
that
a real
something?
stumble out of the gate, you know?
All right. So
I
so
love
to
to stumble.
write us, Scott, what can you say about your Simpsons draft that's going to make someone really want to watch that episode?
What can I say about my Simpsons draft? I mean, I got a good squad. I got a good like
See,
Homer.
I feel like your squad was more like you got the top picks possible. Not
Yeah, so
necessarily a good team,
so here's the
but
here's
not
the
necessarily a good
deal.
episode, but just a bunch of good players. Almost like when the Lakers got them when it was Shaq and Kobe and Karl Malone and they just got as
Gary
many good
Payton, it
people
really
and
went well
Gary
for them.
Payton and
Yeah,
as
it was a
and
good
wasn't
season.
Robert Ory on that team too? It was
Probably.
how many great people can we stuff on this team? Doesn't matter if they're any good,
My
but
yeah, well,
go
no,
ahead.
you're right. You're right. Mine was more of the Rockets team that had Barkley and Pippen and
Yeah, Elijah Long. Yeah, it was a good
Oh,
team.
that team. That was a good
they couldn't
team.
win a game. Those
Yeah.
They were old, but they're entertaining.
Um, so my original thought was that I was like, there's no way I'm getting Homer, so I'll end up picking Bart and then all of Homer's friends and make it an episode where Bart has to, Bart has to kind of play the Homer role. And
Okay.
that was my original thought. And then I got the first pick, and I was like, I can't not take Homer Simpson as the first pick of this draft. He's clearly the number one Simpson. I don't think there's, like, why would you not? And if we were playing a game where, like, I'm trying to build a better team than you guys, taking him off the table, I felt would make your episodes not as good.
Yeah.
That was the logic behind that. And then I started kind of just piecing together some guys around it. Yeah, Lionel Hutz wasn't the smartest pick, but there's jokes in there, and I want Phil
I'm
Hartman.
laughing that you're reviewing your draft now, but continue. Go ahead.
But no, I just think that I want Phil Hartman's voice in there, and then the Gil. I think we get a lot of laughs out of Gil. Did I get Wiggum? I think I wrote Wiggum down. So if I
Yeah,
got
you
him,
got with him.
there's many
All right.
jokes to be had with Wiggum. I had to get Patty and Selma in there to mix it up a little bit because they are foe to Homer. So there's an episode there.
Yeah.
As I said,
It's mostly just jokes. It's mostly antics and jokes. But I feel all right about it. I think
I was,
I enjoyed more ripping on your episode as it
which
was
is
being made.
fine. Well, and as I've thought about it a little more, it's Helen Lovejoy is going to open up a preschool for children because she's finally going, won't somebody think of the children? She's finally going to think of the children, and she's
Okay.
going to open up a preschool for young kids that Marge is going to have to think about taking Maggie to because Maggie is the center of the episode. It doesn't necessarily mean that that other Simpsons characters are
Right.
not going
Oh
to be
yeah. It doesn't
involved
mean
in it.
yeah they don't
But
exist.
yeah, no, and Chalmers is going to have to open up a public version of some school like that
Like a
for
full day
for
pre-K or
some
something.
sort
Yeah.
of that like that. So
Universal.
that's why I've got Chalmers, and then
Very
Mary Spuckler
topical.
is going to have, and that was the other thought of it, which is something that was my concept of my show. Mary Spuckler is Zoe, so she can have the school that's out there, and she could then also be Zoe and have it could be New Girl. It's honestly what it really could be. She could be playing Mary Spuckler, playing New Girl as a school teacher, and being all wooky and crazy and everything like that, because she can do two or three voices at the same
Chris
time.
Chris
But
has
yeah,
not seen New Girl. There's no way you've seen an episode of New Girl.
no, wow, do a sitcom thing like that. So How I Met Your Mother?
No, you never saw that either.
No,
He wouldn't get a Schmidt reference. If you look at him. Look at
no, not at
him.
all. Or a Barney reference?
I know who Barney is. What's his face? Doogie, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Neil
he's like a
Patrick Harris,
womanizer,
but no
and he's a
idea what the show
womanizer.
is.
Like yeah,
Do you know who Jason Segel? Yeah, you know Jason
I
Segel.
know who he
Yeah,
is.
You
Yeah,
know Jason Segel. So you
I was
know him for
referencing
forgetting,
podcasts.
yeah, for forgetting Sarah Marshall, right?
Yes.
yeah. Yeah.
But you know Big Bang Theory.
I do. I've watched a lot of Big Bang Theory with
Really?
them. Yeah,
Really? Like
yeah.
in syndication or
No, when it was on a lot, my dad loved
Really?
it.
wow.
Oh, it's not
Oh, me too.
on.
I'm not I'm here to shame anybody.
Yeah, no. And in
I was just
syndication
surprised.
now, it's a background noise syndication show. Like
It
if
is.
you just like doing stuff, they're gonna have like 8 episodes in a row. You can put it on, and it's
Depends.
yeah.
For me, the later stuff where Sheldon is so annoying, it's hard to watch that stuff.
Mhm.
But there's the
I'd
episode
argue.
there when he wasn't as annoying.
See, you say that he was annoying from jump, from the very beginning.
Yeah,
He was annoying. I
it was
literally
insufferable.
it was on just a couple seconds ago because it's always on, but it
Right.
was the first season, and at one point, uh, Leonard tricks Penny into taking care of Sheldon because he's sick. So that's the first time she sings the whole
Soft kitty,
soft kitty. Yeah,
getting
the
warm
first time she
kitty.
does that, he comes outside of it. He does all that because Sheldon is such an asshole. When he's sick, he comes outside and just goes to Leonard and goes, I want grilled cheese. Like he's 9. Any other person would find a bat or a shillelagh and take
Mhm.
out his legs. But
So, wait, Martin, have you stuck with? Did you watch that whole series
oh,
or
I
no?
love Big Bang Theory. I
Okay.
absolutely love that show. It doesn't mean Sheldon's not an asshole from jump all the way through. And Amy Farrah Fowler, aka Mia, I just like calling her
Yeah.
Blossom. It's a lot easier. Yeah, no, she is the absolute key to that show being as funny as it ended up being. Like it's a great
Interesting.
show. She made it even better. So
So
See,
you're
I always thought. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, that's to say. So you're saying she's the Helen Lovejoy of the series, as far as you're concerned.
Exactly.
She
Sorry,
could
Chris.
play Helen Lovejoy if I could get
You were
Blossom
going
in
for the
that
joke.
episode.
How to make that? You actually had something you were gonna
No,
say.
I had a normal point, which is
Yeah, that's
rare, rare, rare.
please. Yeah.
What was the normal point?
I always thought that I think it would have been a risky choice, but I wish the producers and writers of the show would have made it where Leonard and not Leonard, Sheldon and Penny wind up together.
Hmm.
It's not
Yeah, that would have.
a show. I don't think America's ready for that show.
I don't know how that
You're
show
right.
even works.
I just don't. I don't know.
It's
Well, because
because
the whole show's about their relationship,
Yeah.
about their interactions.
you mean Penny and Leonard?
No, Penny and
No,
Sheldon.
Penny and Sheldon. Okay, I get what you're saying, but I almost view it more as if it's the relationship, then Penny is serving as his mother figure than
Right, in
anything,
a
not
way. Yeah.
necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
well,
it. I
she's
just thought it would have been a bold choice to make. And in
yeah,
sitcom world, that's not.
yeah. You're not trying to be bold, you're trying to be a
Yeah.
sitcom so you can get syndicated. I
Right.
mean, and that's the thing I find fascinating is syndication is pretty much, you know, it's like
It's not what it
big
used to be.
it's Big Bang Theory, Family Feud with Steve Harvey, uh, The Neighborhood. I feel like gets syndicated.
Yeah.
Seinfeld,
Seinfeld. I think The Office is on Comedy
The
Central.
The
Office.
I
Office.
don't watch Comedy Central, but my understanding is it's The Office all day long.
Yeah. It's a lot
No,
of.
The Office, Seinfeld, South Park, and
Seinfeld's on
Family
Comedy Central?
Guy. Yes,
That
I was
wasn't
having a
something I watched
conversation.
6 episodes today.
I was having a conversation because there was a time where Comedy Central ran Futurama episodes,
Yes.
and they stopped doing that. So I was disappointed. And that disappointment will bring us to the end of this podcast, which is rambled on
Oh,
and will
full
ramble
circle. I love
off.
it.
It's
We
got to come
start
off.
and end with disappointment on this.
Well, and it's full circle in more ways than one. It ends with a numerical trivia question. And since we started with The Wall, we'll end in a fact about Pink Floyd in July of 1977. Everyone on this call was less than 1 year old or less. I don't even know how that works. 18 months or less. We can go that way. When are you one at 11 months? Are you 11 months? Or are you 1 years old?
No,
11 months.
You're
yeah.
11 months.
You're in your
Well,
first year.
there you
Life.
go. Well, all of us were within the first 18 months in Pink Floyd was ending their Flesh tour. Roger
When was
Waters,
it?
July 77.
July of 77.
Well, it depends on when in July.
Yeah, yeah, he might not even be out yet.
You were still less than
I
18
was
months old.
percolating. Scott, do you remember a song? Do you remember a song, "The Percolator," from the
It's time for the
90s?
percolator. It's time for
Uh,
the percolator.
is
No,
that who that is?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
that's the yeah. Well,
Sorry, it was a discussion with
no, I
Paula
was
earlier
talking
today.
about Roger Waters, and he was tired of being stared at by 80,000 people and told to perform like a show monkey. And similarly to Lisa Simpson having no business hosting the Oscars, Waters imitated Meryl Streep and spit on a nearby fan. You learn something about new about your idols, just like Lisa. And I learned that one of the staples at Pink Floyd shows way back when we were not even thought of, they used to have inflatable flying pigs at Pink Floyd shows, apparently. So,
Yeah.
according to the Apple Music description, how tall was the pig behind Waters when he spit on that fan in July of 77, which would eventually lead to The Wall, which is a pretty good Floyd album. So, we don't need your
Um, I've seen Roger Waters at the Garden,
spit on
and
someone.
they had that thing flying around. They got a couple of like inflatable things that go.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was the same thing. It's like,
According to Apple Music's
yeah,
description,
I understand.
how
Apple
tall
Music,
was that pig?
1977. How big was
The
it?
yeah, that I mean, I'm certain that he, like you said, it's at a whole bunch of shows, so they probably put pigs and other. Is it you said other animals or just pigs? Just pigs,
No,
right?
there's a blimp, there's a pig, there's a
Okay.
something, there's a wall, there's a bunch of
I
kids, there's
should hope there was something if there's a
big
pig and there's a blimp. So.
uh, what do you call it, and stuff and things. I don't know. I'll wrap it up. 15 feet.
I was going to say
15
12
feet.
feet, so I'll
You're
stay
gonna
with
go
that. Yeah.
12 feet. Okay. 12, 15. Those are the numbers. Thanks for listening. However, whether on Spotify, Apple, or
What about height?
Pandora, you can watch my additional images and videos of all of this for every episode at youtube.com/at terminal podcast. Actually, just at terminal pod. It's the channel for all your questions. The answer to the trivia question will be in the description for this episode, along with the chat GBT description of Chris's episode uh, for the Simpsons draft. I'll be back soon enough with hopefully something better to put down. Chris, Scott, thank you very much. Take it easy down your life's highway and have a good evening.